All right, all right, all right. We're back here with another Red Dead Roundtable here. I'm going to go ahead and unmute Mark here so that we can get things started. But um, today marks what, like 7 days before the the initial
Yep,
launch of Red Dead.
that's
Um,
right.
we just got our launch trailer yesterday, which is very exciting. Um,
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Yeah, in retrospect, we're just kind of looking forward to that, and hopefully it's not a big letdown, but I'm pretty sure it won't be.
Yeah,
Um,
I have good feelings about this one.
but again, as you can see, I have good old Silent Mark here. He's going to be co-hosting the Red Dead Roundtable today as we go through a couple of things that you know we're looking forward to. Some things that we're still unsure of and unaware of as far as the game is concerned. Um, but in all in all due respects, 1 week, Mark. How do you feel about that?
I know. I can't wait, dude. It's just, uh, it's just ticking by so slowly. I feel like right now.
I know. Well, so what do you think about the launch trailer? What do you think? What do you think about the
I
story
liked it.
elements? Because they gave away a little
Um,
bit more story.
a little bit, but I'm glad to say not too much, which is good because I kind of want to be surprised by as much as I can. But yeah, there seems to be a few more hints as to perhaps the general direction the story might be going in, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, that is kind of cool. So I'm kind of looking forward to that. Kind of waiting to see what we're going to be looking at here, and whether or not some of the things that I think might be happening in the game, um, whether or not they're going to happen, basically.
Well, yeah, I mean,
So
I'm assuming somewhere in there they're going to lead up to the often talked about Blackwater massacre from the first game and stuff.
yeah.
I figured that's coming.
So do you think that's where we're going to start off on the game, or what? How do you feel about that?
I don't know if it's going to start there, but I think maybe that's where it's going to lead up to. I mean, I don't think that's going to be the end of the game, but I think it's going to be later in the game for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I kind of feel like it's actually going to, kind of start you off there. Maybe do a little intro real quick, show you how things are go, and then throw you into that failed bank mission or that
Yeah,
bank
maybe.
heist, and then throw you into the main story. So at least from what the demo said, the people who previewed it said that's pretty much where the game seemed to have started off.
Right. Well,
But
yeah, they mentioned the robbery, but it's not clear whether that's necessarily the Blackwater one, the big
mhm.
thing that kind of screws up the gang and stuff.
Well, and then there, yeah, and then of course, that was the big thing. Are they going to bring Landon Ricketts back for that, or what? What have
Right.
you? So, to be honest with you, I'm not really sure what to expect. I know that Rockstar tends to, you know, throw people off track when they when they feel like it, I guess.
Yeah, I'm kind of good with that though.
Yeah, I'm good with that too.
I
It's
feel
like,
like a lot of games and movies and stuff get spoiled way too early
yeah,
these days.
exactly. So, and I know what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be avoiding IGN like the plague until I can play it.
Yeah.
Because already they've tried to spoil something. It's like I don't know if you want me to tell you what it was, but basically it's like, oh, this character, blah blah blah, and that character. I'm like, no, okay.
I've
So,
tried to avoid as many spoilers as I can.
hmm
I know there are a few out there. Thankfully, again, not too many, because as always, Rockstar kind of plays things close to the vest until it's
yeah,
actually out there, which is kind of cool.
which is cool, but also annoying because as you can,
It can be frustrating, yeah.
yeah, especially with through our years of playing GTA and all that stuff, you know how that goes.
Right.
So, but speaking of that, have you preloaded your game yet?
I certainly have. I did it first thing this morning before I went to work.
Good. What was the file size on it?
I believe it was right around 87 gigabytes. That's on the Xbox. I
87?
believe the
Okay.
PS4 is more for whatever reason.
Hmm. Okay. Yeah, I had thoughts about that. I was thinking maybe it was because of the HD textures or whatever they've got going on, but then it would be the same for the Xbox, I would thought. But
Well, yeah. So I'm not really sure where the extra comes from. It's not really clear to me,
maybe
but
it's the DLC content they've already got preloaded for PlayStation
like an
guys.
awful lot.
Yeah. So, well, I guess we'll just have to wait and see on that one.
Right.
But so yeah, you got your preload. I bought the physical copy, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna be preloading the day that I get the actual copy. Which, okay, so as you know, I'm wearing my Rockstar shirt that I ordered.
Right.
I ordered it one day, and like I think I want to say the day after, or maybe the day after that, it was right there on my doorstep without doing like a rush order or anything like that.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that my game comes in on the 25th instead of the 26th.
Well, I don't know about that.
That's what I'm hoping for.
I think they'll be very careful and not have that happen. I
I'm
know
pretty
there's
sure
like a
they
whole
will.
review embargo and everything up until the
Yeah,
25th as well.
I'm pretty
So I don't
sure.
think they're going to find out there early.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm kind of in that boat where I have to work. Like I couldn't get that day off, and same thing with that whole weekend. I could not get those days off. So I'm thinking, well, I'll ask the wife, hey, hun, can you stick this in the system and preload it for me? Yeah, yeah.
That's a good idea.
So we'll see how that happens. But I'm like, I want to order, open my physical copy on like day one and have the
Right.
Christmas joy type thing.
You're such
But
a big kid.
I am. I'm like a 36-year-old child. Um, But I did spring for the metal box. I spent way too much money on that, so I am looking forward
Yes,
to
you did,
that.
sir.
But I get a handy dandy little map, so I'm not sure how cool
I
that is.
couldn't justify that extra cost, man.
Uh,
I couldn't do it. I thought about it. I kind of wanted to, but I just couldn't pull the trigger.
well, and that's kind of how I felt about it. But I love my 10 cases. Like if
Yeah, I know.
yeah, I bought a whole bunch of movies that I've already had in the Best Buy 10 cases, and uh, like some of the games that I've had in the past, like just the ones that I really like Doom over there. Then it's
Right.
10Ks. But yeah, I had to do it. I was like, well, I'm here's my money. But but with that said, what kind of features are you most excited for on the game?
Wow.
We're
I mean,
talking
that's the
single
thing.
single player.
Yeah,
Mine.
there seems to be so much.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to know where to begin. I mean, by and large, it kind of sounds a lot like the first game, which is good.
Mhm.
But everything kind of turned up to 11, which is just fine by me. But there's just so many things which look so cool.
Yeah.
Like we recently saw, like even just little things like the reload animations for some of the weapons and stuff, where they
Yeah.
kind of showed off some of those. They
Although
look pretty sweet.
someone did point out that Arthur's hand clips through his hat on one of the reloads.
I didn't
So
even notice that.
yeah, I'm sorry for pointing that out. I just actually let me see if I can bring that up here. Let me see. It's on weaponry, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay. Let's scroll down over here. Which we've got some beautiful images of of all sorts of stuff here.
Right.
I think it's this one right here. If you watch his hand,
Yeah, I see what you mean.
yeah. But I went through some of the other ones, and that was the only one that seemed to like stand out, where his hand actually went through his hat.
Right.
So, which, I mean, you
And
wouldn't
what if
notice
he's
it in
wearing
the
a bigger
game.
hat?
Yeah,
He's
start wearing
wearing a
bowler
sombrero.
hats.
You know?
But yeah, it's like it's not something that you would normally see in the game. So it's just like
Right.
seeing that detail slow down, you can like, oh, hey, what's that? But all the other ones look like they're pretty spot on. Um,
Yeah, they look really slick though. That's what I like about it. They're
yeah, they
very
do.
detailed.
Yeah, they do. And I saw a sped up video where they, did them in real time, and even then, it looks really good.
Yeah,
So, so I'm excited for that. Um,
yeah, it looks like a lot of fun.
and I like the artwork that they did for all this stuff. It's very reminiscent of, like, if you get that $100 Red Dead box, uh, you have that big Sears catalog type thing.
Right.
And it's very reminiscent of old things like that.
Yeah.
And Batman is saying that he thinks the game is going to flop.
Yeah, he's full of shit.
Well, can't flop any worse than Sea of Thieves.
Or Destiny 2.
Oh,
Heyo.
shots fired! Shots
I know, right?
fired! Oh, jeez. Okay, but yeah, we're looking forward to all that, and it's a dead game. Still very kind of concerned that it's given. Yeah, we'll be talking about that here in a minute, Notch, especially with all the multiplayer stuff. But um, but yeah, so you're excited about the weapons
Yeah, for one thing, yeah, the whole like customization I think could be kind of neat
customization?
too, depending on how they do that.
hmm Customization of the character in general is fairly exciting, but I think what I'm most excited for is story, just to see how they're going to tie this
Yeah,
story in with Red Dead 1. So,
yeah, that's it. I mean, is it literally going to lead up to the beginning of Red Dead One, or is it going to allow
mm,
for a passage of time in between?
I
I don't know. It's going to be fun either way.
I feel there's going to be a lapse in time unless they do some kind of like instance where like at the end of the game they fast forward in time a little bit, like
Well,
what they
yeah,
did
I
with
think
Jack
yeah, we
Marston.
mentioned that before. The idea that they may decide to kill Arthur in the same way that they killed off John Marston. Spoiler.
Yeah, yeah.
But in this case, have you take over as John Marston, perhaps? But I don't know whether that's going to pan out or not.
Yeah, so I mean, it's just I don't know what to think about it at this time. I think if we do get that with the story, then you know, playing as John wouldn't be such a bad thing.
No, I mean, one thing we do seem to know is that, however you break it down, Arthur doesn't make it as far as Red Dead One. So,
Yeah. So, and it's kind of weird that he's not mentioned by John or anybody else like that. Obviously, because this game wasn't in development since
right.
Red Dead Day. But um,
But are they going to try and have like a narrative reason for him not being mentioned, or are they just going to, just let it
yeah,
go?
yeah. So that's going to be kind of interesting to see what's going to happen with that.
Green Barocco is here too now.
Yeah, I saw. So
What's up, dude?
um, I just have to stare anxiously at your pre-order. Yeah, we all do. Although Mark has his preloaded, so he can stare at
I
that.
know. And you
Uh,
have no idea how many times I've tried to hit play already, just in case it worked.
well, did you get to hear the menu music? Because apparently those on the PS4 can hear the menu music, I guess.
I didn't get anything. It just tells me, I know you really want to play this game, but you have to wait a little longer.
Yeah,
Fuck you, Xbox.
yeah. So Batman asked a good question here: is how long you think it'll take us to finish the campaign?
Well, they kind of they gave us a little bit more information on that. I mean, the numbers I'm seeing thrown around at the moment are about 60 hours, I think,
Uh-huh.
minimum to actually
Uh-huh.
finish the campaign, which is pretty freaking major.
It is, and I think it's going to be about the same scope of GTA 5. I think they had about like 60 or some odd missions, and Red
Yeah,
Dead has like 70.
right.
So it's going to be a fairly long campaign. Um, as for how long we will get through it,
I have 10 days vacation, so 60 hours. Give me the weekend and I'm done.
right. Um, campaign wise, I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to kind of like uh throw in, all my time in the 3 days between the 26th, 7th, 8th, like the 29th through the 31st. So because like I had worked that weekends, I'm gonna play all night Sunday night when I get off. I know I'm gonna do that. Monday, Tuesday, and then Wednesday I have off. But I'm, Halloween stuff with the family.
Right.
So in between those, I'm gonna have to, cram as much story time in there. Because after that, my mom comes into town. So it's like couldn't have picked a worse weekend to come in.
Everything is against you.
Yeah, exactly. So waited
I
for
have
three
the
years.
exact opposite problem. I got 10 days and nothing to do.
I wish I had that problem.
But the thing is, though, while obviously I really want to get my hands on this game,
Hmm.
at the same time, I don't want to blow through it in a couple of days
Yeah, I don't want to do that
because
either.
I mean, first of all, just because I want to kind of enjoy it, I want to savor the story a little bit
Hmm.
and not kind of blow through it real fast. But then I'm
Yeah,
going to have nothing to do until multiplayer launches, and that's not good either.
yeah, and that'll I'll segue into that here in a minute. But I think what will initially happen is that I'm gonna try and go for like the 100% right off the bat. So I know I'm gonna be doing a lot of exploring, so I'm not sure when I'll actually get through the campaign, but I will try and get through at least most of the campaign, you know, in that time period, and then max everything out possibly. So who
But
knows?
yeah, they do say that once you finish with the tutorial,
Hmm.
the entire map becomes open, which obviously
Yeah.
is different from how Red Dead 1 worked. So,
Well,
yeah, I mean, I guess you could spend a significant amount of time just kind of checking it out, just looking around.
was Red Dead 1 closed off on the Mexico side or anything like
Yeah,
that?
you couldn't get to Mexico, and I don't believe you could get to Blackwater,
Hmm. Okay. I'm
if I
wondering
remember
how
correctly.
they locked that off because I know they
Okay.
locked off bridges in GTA,
Right,
but I
that
I
old
haven't played them.
tactic they had.
I haven't played
Yeah,
in them or
well,
tried to do that.
I've been playing Red Dead again, as you know,
Hmm.
just over the last few weeks, but I never actually attempted to get anywhere without the story taking me there first. So I probably could have found that out really, but I'm fairly confident you couldn't get to Mexico until I let you.
Yeah, well, I guess we'll wait and see, right?
Right.
Um, a record for beating the game. I don't know. I think that'll. I think someone will be able to finish it in about 14, 15, 14 to 20 hours maybe.
Yeah, I don't
That's
want to be that guy.
I don't want to either. Online. So we have
Yes,
not seen anything for online.
not a thing. No,
And I know this is a pretty big concern with the community. And like you said earlier, you know how Rockstar keeps things very, close to the chest, and
they do.
they don't release a lot of information. But I would have thought we would have seen something at least by now. But I think we talked about this last time. Is that for gameplay trailers, we did our gameplay one, gameplay two. Then now we have uh, our
The
what?
launch trailer.
Yeah, the launch trailer. I think we're gonna get that multiplayer trailer after the game launches. Obviously,
It certainly appears so. Yeah, which
yeah,
to be fair, I'm not entirely surprised by that. I kind of expected it, so I'm prepared for that.
yeah. As for online, what do you think we're gonna get as far as features? Are we gonna get the whole gotta keep ourselves clean thing? Do you think we're gonna
Well,
have?
yeah, that's an interesting point because there's been, I mean, I don't know how credible they are, but there's been a lot of rumors as to how online is going to work,
Hmm.
um, and the potential because I guess a lot of people's complaints about GTA and stuff is things like the griefers and perhaps the penalties for being a complete dick is not being particularly harsh,
Yeah,
which is fair to say. So there's this idea being kind of thrown around that perhaps in Red Dead they may take that on board and have it be that your actions have more far-reaching consequences than just in the moment. So again, one of the things that's been kind of thrown around is like the idea that you may be able to like pick a path from the get go, where you can kind of go the way of the lawman,
Hmm.
or the way of the gang, and different things might be available to you for that, and you may get different reactions from NPCs and things like that, and it might affect your status in the game.
Yeah, I kind of think that that might happen as well. But the other thing I think is that I think they're going to have to do away with a lot of the single player elements as far as the micromanaging that we talked about last time.
I hope so.
Because online, like again, if you get your horse killed or you
Which is going
spawn
to
in,
happen.
your horse is going to get killed. It's
Right.
free roam lobbies are going to be, you know, knucking futz.
Oh, of course. Yeah. I mean that's a given.
But how is that going to carry over if you're because you know how in the Red Dead 1 free roam is that, it's pretty much everybody against everybody, and
Right.
there's not a whole lot you can do to, fend them off unless you attack them yourselves as well.
Or yeah, if you're part of a group or something.
So, as far as that is concerned, I think what we're going to do is going to get more like a simplified version of the game, kind of like what RDR1 did.
Yeah.
Um, and then go at it from there with like death matches, so on and so forth throughout the
Yeah.
game. So it's going to be interesting to see how they actually split off the online portion from the single player game because
It's
it
definitely
yeah
going to be interesting.
because yeah there are things that you can't control as far as weight and managing your weight or having to eat so much or
Right.
keeping
Well,
up with
yeah.
your horse.
I have to believe that that stuff's being stripped out. I mean, like you say, you're going to get your horse shot within 30 seconds of joining a server. I don't especially want to have to stand around and brush a new one so that it trusts me again. You know what I mean? It's just going to
Yeah.
be a complete nightmare. So
So
I think in that sense, what's going to happen is I think the horses and such will probably work the same way they do in Red Dead One. In that if your horse gets killed, you just like pick the deed for the one that you bought or whatever, and hit it
mhm.
again, and you get a new horse.
Yeah, it's kind of like the original one.
Yeah.
There, Notch and Matt are talking about some things there, especially as a social club structure. To be honest with you, I think social club, they're going to release that information or that page. I hope the social club page here pretty soon, because we haven't had a Red Dead launch for that. And if you remember the way the original social club page went for Red Dead, is that basically that just covered most of your stats for the game, the single player game.
Right.
And to be honest with you, it's been a long time since I saw the multiplayer part, if they had one on that page.
I honestly can't
Uh,
remember.
yeah, I can't remember either. But if you look at the Max Payne 3, they have a lot of elements in that one that I think will be incorporated into the Red Dead 2 one. So we'll see what happens with that.
Well, yeah, I
And
mean, we
then,
can we can assume they're going to have things, like your kill death ratio and
mm,
amount of time played, that kind of thing. But what I'm interested in as well, though, is if they intend to kind of carry over like the business aspect they've kind of gone into from
yeah.
GTA, nightclubs and the like.
Well,
Is it can you run a saloon or a brothel? You know what I mean?
and there's been talk, you will have a camera. So there's going to
Yeah.
be options for Snapmatics. You will have what are they called? The death matches and stuff, so you can
Right.
make jobs. That's going to be in there. Um, when it comes, if it that's going to be a question up in the air for that. But yeah, I think it's going to have a lot of the elements of GTA Online. It's just we have yet to see how much it's going to be like GTA
Right.
Online and how much it's going to be like Red Dead One and Max Payne and
Yeah,
Um,
and that's the thing. I'm kind of hoping for almost an amalgamation of all of those things. I want them to keep the things in GTA that work, which there are lots of. Lots of the stuff in GTA Online works really well.
not
But then
loading
I want
time,
to.
so.
Well, well, no, we know what that's like. But but there are things which I'd be happy to be rid of.
Oh yeah.
And in GTA, as much as I enjoy still, even now, still playing GTA Online, and as much as I enjoy the stuff like the Deluxo and the Oppressor and all that kind of stuff, in a way, I feel like it would be better if they didn't bring any of that stuff in
Well,
because
uh,
those now dominate everything.
online for Red Dead, I don't think that's going to happen.
Well, no, clearly not. I mean, we're not going to have flying horses and stuff like that, which is good. I mean, I really fucking hope not.
Yeah,
Like
I've
if they
heard.
bring out a unicorn or something, I'm going to be a little upset.
Yeah, I heard that a lot of people were hoping for the zebra to come back. I'm like, no.
I don't want that. I don't need a zebra or a buffalo or any of that nonsense. Different horses are fine. Have maybe different kinds of wagons.
Mhm.
You could maybe have like a wagon with a Gatling gun that a second player could use, kind of in
Yeah.
a similar vein to the Insurgent GTA. That kind of stuff's fine, but I don't need any goofy shit in there.
Well, and that kind of brings me up to another point that I wanted to make is after we get RDR online, um, how what do you think the lifeline for that's going to be? Is it going to be the same as GTA, where we get random stuff here and there throughout the lifetime of the game?
Well, I hope so. I mean, one thing which has come up a few times in like the Q&A sessions with Rockstar and whatnot
Hmm.
is how they felt the heists improved GTA dramatically, and that the GTA Online didn't really hit its stride until they came along.
Yeah,
So, with that in mind, I'm really hopeful that they're. I mean, I'm hoping we're going to get some heists to do off the bat,
yeah,
but I'm hopeful as well that rather than the kind of updates we get, especially now in GTA, where it's like a couple of new vehicles and some new adversary modes that no
like
one
a
ever wants
bonus
to
week.
play.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean it's bonuses and stuff. That's fine, but I'm hoping that the actual updates are more geared towards like extra heists and
yeah,
narrative stuff to do, um, which I've got a good feeling about because I do think that GTA Online has been kind of a phenomenon. I mean, I don't think anyone expected it to last as long as it has.
yeah,
Some would say it's lasted too long,
yeah.
but I think they have an understanding of what people actually want to experience. And they
Right.
must know by now about all the stupid stuff that nobody likes.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
there's like 100 different adversary modes that nobody ever plays, so
but they still
they have
keep
to
releasing
understand.
them. I mean, that's the
Right now they
thing.
do, yeah.
So that makes me wonder. But as far as like the lifeline, do you think it'll or the lifespan, I guess you could say, you think it's going to last as long as GTA Online?
I
Just
hope it does.
because we're kind of in this box of time to where we can only do so much,
Right.
in that little span of time. Uh, yeah, I'm not sure it's going to last as long. I mean, to be fair, Red Dead 1 is still going. People still
That's
play
true. Yeah,
that.
there are still people playing it. I mean, not so many anymore. Obviously,
Right.
it's an 8-year-old game, but still, I would love to see it last as long as GTA. But like you say, there's the scope for content is much narrower.
Yeah. And that's where they're going to really, be in a pigeonhole there because there's not, too much room for them to expand either,
Right.
pre-game or after, post
Right.
game. So I think, if anything, we'll probably see another. I don't like a Red Dead, uh, Undead, or some kind of Red Dead Nightmare type of
I've
DLC.
heard that one thrown around as well. Maybe that they'll have like an Undead Nightmare 2, but make it
Mm-hmm.
a part of Red Dead Online rather than a single player
Mm-hmm.
DLC.
And
Which again, that could be kind of interesting.
what they'll probably throw in, some of the crazier stuff like what was it, ghosts, zombies, stuff like that.
Right.
So, but hopefully they learn enough since Red Dead 1 and then GTA Online that they know how to, merge merge the player bases from the single player guys to this, multiplayer guys enough to keep people interested for the
Yeah,
long haul. Um, but yeah, and then yeah, Notch brings up a point is where we're going to continue to see updates for GTA Online as well, at least until uh, you know I'm assuming pretty close until GTA 6 comes out.
probably.
Um,
As long as it makes money, they'll keep adding stuff to that. I would
mhm.
imagine.
So I know that moving away from Red Dead after that, it sounds like Bully 2 is in the works. So
Yeah,
I'm assuming they're going to have some kind of like they might have some kind of online component to that.
possibly. And
Um,
GTA 6 is in development at this point as well.
oh yeah, I know it's probably been in development since before
Right.
GTA 5 has been released. The real question is what are they going to do with it?
Right.
Where are they going to take the franchise? Where are they going to go from there? And how long is it going to be till we get to next GTA 6?
It's probably going to be a couple of 3 years at least, I would think.
Yeah, until we see some glimmer of what's going to happen. Yeah, but
But I see Notch there makes another point about the shark cards,
our
or
cards,
perhaps in this case, buffalo cards.
Buffalo Bucks.
Um, yeah, I mean, who the hell knows what they're going to be? But yeah, that could be. I'm curious to see how that goes because we know they've been very vocal about the fact that they want to monetize these games long term,
Yeah.
and so there has to be there's got to be something that they're going to do with that, which that worries me a little bit because I've never really been into the whole shark card thing.
Well, and then going back to what Batman was saying about the campsites too, I think there are going to be update items like that for properties. I think
Right,
campsites will be one of them. Um, I think eventually they'll probably put in ranches or something to where you can like build up a homestead. You may have apartments in cities and towns where you can fast travel to, or load into when you start the
right.
game. Um, I think it's gonna, as far as the camps and properties are concerned, I think they're gonna be they'll work a lot like GTA Online goes, and
Yeah.
I think a lot of the shark cards and stuff can go towards stuff like that. The other thing I can see them doing is doing shark cards towards clothing items, cosmetic items,
Yes, absolutely.
um, weapon upgrades. I would hope they wouldn't lock out weapon upgrades, behind paywalls,
That would be a killer if they did
but
because
maybe cosmetic weapon
that's
stuff like
yeah,
certain engravings, certain
I
colors,
could
stuff
live
like
with that.
that.
Yeah.
But uh, I only bought one, and that's for shark card. Huh, weird. I don't know what's going on, Green. I'm sorry to hear you're having trouble viewing the stream, but I'll go
Stream
ahead.
looks fine from here.
Yeah, I'll upload it to YouTube, and you can see our pretty faces afterwards. Uh, But yeah, so online is still kind of an enigma. We still have not seen it. Very, very much looking forward to seeing what it's going to look like. Um,
I think it's going to be major. I mean that's the thing. A lot of people have been kind of doom and gloom because they haven't shown anything. What are
mhm,
they hiding? Why aren't they showing anything? Is it because they don't have anything to show, or is online not going to be a big deal?
yeah,
Um, are they going to instead focus on single player content like they have in the past? I don't think that's the case at all. I think online is going to be a huge deal for Red Dead,
and I
but
think
we just don't know what form it's going to take yet.
yeah, and I think for this game they're gonna kind of balance it between we'll just call it single player stuff with online stuff. I think they're
Yeah,
gonna have to find a balance for it because, like I said, there's not a whole lot that they can do on the online portion that would, bring in like the flying cars and flying stuff like that,
right.
Um, but yeah, Rockstar does like surprises, and yeah, Twitch does not like cellular connections. I found that out myself. And given that I'm quote unquote streaming in 1080p, that might be why too. So, um, but anyway, reviews. What do you think? What do you think it's going to score?
I think it's going to score high. I mean possibly unprecedentedly high.
Think it's going to get a perfect score from like IGN, Games Radar, anybody?
I can really see it. I mean, and not just for the hype, but it seems. I mean, so far, touch wood, it seems to be everything that they promised and more.
Yeah, at least that's
So
what people who have played it has said that it's
yeah, I mean, it's
fairly
been
incredible.
everyone. They've had the guys that have played like the 2 hour demo or whatever.
Mm.
Everyone has just been raving about it, and I haven't really heard a negative comment yet, which is really encouraging.
Except for that whole fiasco with the GameStop employees saying that it was boring.
Well, yeah, but who cares what they think?
Yeah, I'm like, they're mostly concerned with Nintendo games and the DS stuff, aren't they?
Yeah, they're probably like 17 years old. You know what I
that's
mean?
that's
Never
a
seen
diss
a
to you
wrestling
guys
in their
playing.
life.
That's a diss to you GameStop employees, just so you know. But they're not real gamers, you know. That what do they know?
I can see this being a real contender for one of the best games in recent years. I think. I
Yeah,
think the reviews are going to be insanely high.
yeah, and I think it will be. You know, it's not said in the high 90s. I think it'll be fairly close to perfect, if not perfect, score. IGN does seem to dole out their perfect score every now and then, and I think the original Red Dead didn't that get a perfect score as well?
It may have. I mean, I know it scored high. I don't remember exactly what it did score.
Yeah, so
Looking forward to find out.
oh, well, I can look for here real quick, but I mean it's not that important, but let's let's go ahead and check just because. Hate their new site, by the way.
Yeah, it's kind of lame.
All right, so looking over here, let me scroll down here before we have to view all these ads here.
Ad blocker, man.
Oh no, I've got ad blocker, but then you know, don't want to promote anything on my channel that
Plus, you
I
have
don't want to
their
promote.
auto playing videos, which annoy the crap out of me.
Oh, really? Right. I was thinking of setting that up, just so you know. All right, going back over here. Okay, so they got a 9.7 on that. So it didn't get a perfect score, which I'm surprised, but this
Pretty
with
damn close, though.
their old scoring system. Uh, I mean, 9.5 for both presentation, graphics, sound. I I don't see that being a major detriment in this new one.
No, I would think not.
Gameplay and then lasting appeal got a 10. So it got it fairly high. But like I said,
And
I don't.
I tell you, it still holds up. Like I say, I've been playing the single player campaign again for the first time in 8 years, and I'm having as much fun with it this time as I did the first time. It's been
Yeah, I
so
mean
much fun
it definitely got that lasting appeal there.
playing.
So yeah, I know that IGN is fairly biased. That's why I didn't want to go with them as a a credible source. But they're the ones that have it there real quick and easy for me to find. So regardless, yeah. So reviews, I think they're going to be pretty high. We kind of already talked about this, but how long do you think the game will be popular? Do you think it's going to be as popular as Red Dead One 8 years from now, or?
I hope so, and obviously I'm also fairly confident that a PC version is on the way,
Mhm.
and I would imagine that that's probably going to be very popular as well.
Yeah.
Even though obviously people who are exclusively PC players certainly would never have played the original, but the fact that it's a prequel, I think, makes that a little bit easier to get into for someone who hasn't perhaps played the first one.
Mhm.
But I could definitely see the online for that having legs as well.
Mhm.
But my concern because, as you know, I mean, as much as I'm a sucker for this whole double dipping thing, which I normally would never do,
Yeah,
I
I know, I
skipped
know.
the console generation of GTA completely so I could get the PC version. I can't do it for Red Dead. I just can't do it. But I will be buying the PC version when it comes out, which we know it's going to happen.
Yeah,
But my concern is how completely screwed up GTA Online got by hackers. And I'm really
yeah.
worried that we will see that again with Red Dead. And then
Well,
we are going to be looking at flying horses and goofy shit like that. And I don't want to deal with any of that.
well, we're gonna see it. That's just the nature of the beast. Unless Rockstar has some kind of revolutionary new thing that doesn't allow any of that mod crap to go on, we are going to see it. Now, I think we're going to see it on console, probably PS4, a little more than we would see it on Xbox, just because Xbox tends to have things a little more closed off.
Right.
Um, but yeah, I do think we're going to have an issue when once it hits PC, and I'm hoping they're taking as many precautions to adjust for that, so that when they port it over to the PC, it's a little more scalable for them, so they can see
Right.
what's going on and put an end to it a little quicker than they can now.
Yeah.
Because
Because, I mean,
you gotta understand that this PC port that we're playing on is actually a build from, it's the same code and build and all that fun stuff from the 360 days. So I'm not
right.
surprised that it's as open as it is. But I'm hoping with this generation hardware, brand new, I would say brand new code, that we see things a little smoother this time around.
I really hope so because that would ruin it. Because there's a lot of guys, obviously, in our PC side of the crew, which I've been, playing with and friends with for years.
Hmm.
And I would love to be able to play this and have some real fun with those guys
Hmm.
on a obviously superior PC version. Sorry, console guys, but it's true.
Yeah.
Um, and I would hate to see it get ruined by like I say, flying horses
Yeah.
and shit like that
Because
from
this is a
modders.
game that a lot of people love, and they love it for the based in reality, I guess you could say it
Yeah,
is. Now GTA people love it for different reasons because you can go in after a day's work, blow shit up, and call it a day. In Red
right.
Dead, it's kind of I would say it's more of an immersive thing for the player base.
Yeah.
Like a lot of
Again, yeah, that's something which they've talked about is that the online component of Red Dead might have more uh, role playing elements as
hmm.
compared to GTA, where everyone is exactly the same. GTA Online, everyone's the same thing.
Yeah,
Um, there's the idea of being kind of pitched around that Red Dead may go a different way with that and have it be a little bit more immersive, which sounds great to me.
yeah, yeah. It's just, I mean, we just have to wait and see what they're actually going to do with it.
Right.
And that's just kind of where we're at. It's just what are we looking forward to, before we get into the game. And obviously single player is going to be on everybody's mind while they're going through it. But there's always that expectation for online, and single player can be amazing, but how is online going to fare? It's
Right. That's going to dictate how long the game survives for
yeah.
sure.
So let's go back over to chat here real quick. Yeah, obviously, the the coding and everything else is a big concern for everybody here. Uh, Overlook mountains, valleys, and ultra red. Yeah, 4K is going to be a thing for sure. Um, but yeah, to be honest with you, it's kind of an exciting time. It's like after what 3 years of waiting for this game.
Too long.
Yeah.
8 years for me. Ever since Red Dead, the first one finished, I was like, I need more of this.
Yeah, I feel you on that one. But what do you think online? What are you looking most forward to on that one?
Well, again, like we were saying before, the idea for me that your your behavior online might have more far-reaching consequences than it's obviously there's not going to be insurance costs for horses like there was in GTA,
Yeah.
but the idea that your conduct may be more far-reaching um, is very interesting and very appealing to me. Like the
Yeah.
idea that if you do typically play like kind of a douchebag, you do kind of screw with other people all the time. That instead of like how in GTA, like your marker might turn red for a little while in the session, and people kind of know that you're causing trouble.
Hmm.
That might be kind of more of a long lasting thing. You almost get like a widespread notoriety,
Yeah. Yeah.
and right from the minute you join the server, people will know what to expect from you as a player
Hmm.
based on your previous behavior.
Well,
That's very interesting to me.
even right off the bat, they've already said that in the single player game at least, if you perform a bad deed, people are going to remember you.
Yeah,
Same thing as a good deed or whatever. But so going around, running over civilians, it's
right,
like it's going to come back and haunt you. But
right.
I
And
think
we'll
a lot of
just
that will probably carry over
just
to online as well.
yeah, just open PvP, where you just completely unload on someone, or like you get the griefers in GTA that just won't leave people alone. Is that kind of behavior on Red Dead going to be punished, but not in a kind of bad sport lobby kind of way, but in a way that actually affects the game? Are you going to be encouraged to maybe behave yourself if you want to experience certain things in online? And equally, if you want to go the other way and be, the outlaw, then
Hmm.
that's good too. But the idea that there may be things on both sides of that which are exclusive to one side or the other is kind of
Yeah.
interesting. And if you do sort of go the outlaw route and you decide that you don't want to do that anymore, you're actually going to have to work to get back to being in good standing in the world of Red Dead.
Yeah.
That seems really kind of fun to me.
Yeah. I think I'm most anticipating, and I don't want to say that everything else is not as exciting as, this, but I'm really looking forward to the character customization. Like,
Yes.
if they are bringing in RPG elements, are they going to be, are they mixing and matching armor sets that, you'll need to collect, stuff like that. Um, cosmetic stuff, can we transmutate our armor sets to look like, something else? We don't want to wear that.
Right.
That's always been a concern for me as far as the RPG elements that come into stuff like this. But even just the character creator itself, I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with that.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting. And one of the things they mentioned about the single player game, um, with regards to cosmetics and outfits and stuff, is they said that any items of clothing are usable with any other. So instead of
Hmm.
having like a predetermined outfit like you did in GTA single player,
Yeah,
you can mix and match anything with anything, and if that carries into online, that would be awesome. That would,
yeah,
because that's one of my big bugbears with GTA Online. Is there are certain things you just know would look really awesome together, but the damn game won't let you do it.
and character, hair models and stuff like that. Are they actually going
Yeah,
to have physics this time around? You know?
right. Or is the hair on your character in GTA Online going to grow?
Yeah,
Is your beard going to grow like it does in single player? We don't know any of this stuff yet.
yeah.
Will that play into it? Will your physical appearance in GTA Online affect how you interact with the world? We don't know.
So definitely very, got tons of questions on, how it's going to work. And obviously we don't have any answers on it. So,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
kind of how it is at this point, I guess. But you guys in the chat, anything that you guys are most excited for, both single player and multiplayer?
There's going to be a
Bounty
delay.
bounty system, I hope, is a little bit better. Definitely
Yeah,
this
again,
time around.
that's a perfect example. Is like that. If someone is you know running around being a jerk, then have the game take care of the bounty situation. If you're playing as the lawman, be advised that here's a guy who's doing something he shouldn't be doing or disrupting the peace.
Yeah.
Go take care of it.
Well, I'm definitely hoping facial hair in this one is a little more is a little better.
Detailed,
Not just like sketch texture
like
garbing, I
spray
guess you could
painted
say.
on.
Yeah. Uh, it's not excited for the game at all. He's just waiting for GTA 6.
Yeah,
Wow.
right.
Wow. Okay.
You'll be there day one with the rest of us.
So I guess where we can leave off here is where do you think we're going to see a Red Dead 3 sometime in the late future?
Absolutely. I mean, they made clear right from day one that, especially after the success of the first Red Dead, that it was going to be one of their ongoing franchises. And with the amount of hype that's pushing this right now, and with the expected review scores, sales are going to be really high. This is
Yeah.
definitely not going to be the end of Red Dead for sure.
Kind of funny that they started off with Red Dead Revolver, a little no-name game that nobody really cared about, and kind of blew up from there.
Yeah, I mean, even that was a game they picked up off another developer. It
Yeah.
wasn't even theirs in the beginning.
So,
Kind
and
of it was Capcom, I think, was involved with Red
they
Dead
were.
Revolver, and they just kind of abandoned it.
Yeah.
Bet they
That
wish they didn't.
It was what Angel Studios that was developing it, and
I believe
Capcom
so.
was
Yeah.
distributing it, and they
Right.
backed out of it. Rockstar picked it up, which I'm glad they did because they took the arcadey thing out of it and put it more as a like a serious note, I guess you could say.
Yeah. Kind
But
of gave it a real story and some kind of emotional punch behind it.
exactly. So looking back over here at chat, we're Batman's excited for horse racing. One thing I hope it gets incorporated into horse racing is what they did with the biker update for bikes. Is the ability to hit people and kick people from
Oh, like
your
melee combat on your horse. That would be
yeah
cool.
yeah
Could resurrect Green Barocco's joust maps in
yeah,
a new Red Dead kind of way.
that would be cool, and a joust map for that would be pretty neat once we get deathmatch mode on it. Train heist and multiplayer, yeah, I'm pretty sure we'll see at least one.
Oh, for sure. That's a given, I think.
Uh, Looking forward to new adventures and seeing people return. I'm definitely waiting to see our community get rebuilt just here at ViceGamers. Really looking forward to seeing who's going to come back and uh, you know basically mix the old with the new this time around. You know.
Yeah, I think it'll see some new players come in, especially if they're going to be encouraging the group play as much as I think they are for online. I could definitely see us getting some new guys in for that.
So, Confused Warpig said, has anyone played the first one, Red Dead Revolver? Okay, so I'm going to say this much. It is an excellent game. Um, it does not, it does not, it doesn't look as good as Red Dead Redemption does. I'll say
No,
that much.
definitely not.
And it doesn't have the same appeal. Um, it's a lot harder to get into that game now than it was then. I'll just say that.
Yeah,
Um, I mean, it's
it
a
was a fun game.
fantastic game,
Yeah, definitely.
but it's definitely it's not easy to get into nowadays. Yeah, and I don't know if you've played it recently or not, Mark, but there's a certain stage with in the hills where you go after some lady with the whip. Forget what her name is, but that seems to crash my console all the time.
I
So
haven't played it in a very long time, not since my original Xbox, way back in the day.
yeah,
But I mean, I had a blast with it at the time. But yeah, it hasn't aged as well as Redemption has.
and just keep in mind that it is an Xbox original title, not a 360.
Yeah,
So even backwards compatibility for 360 was still crashing the game for me. So you might want to see gameplay videos on it. Uh, let's see. Good documentary. Yeah, there is a good documentary. I'll have to find that and link it in the chat or something. Um, the
oh,
High
really?
Noon
I
Easter
never
egg,
saw that. I got to look for that one.
and see the game being on 2 discs.
Yeah, I've heard that. I don't know how true that is, but
I've heard mixed reports. PlayStation is getting it on 2 discs, and Xbox is getting it on one.
yeah,
Now, whether or not either one of those is true is, you know, a guess at this point, because a lot of people who know anything about the game have the digital versions, and they just preload it.
right.
So, I mean, I could tell you when I get my copy, but by then I'm sure everybody else will have gotten their copy way before me. So,
I can tell you, my version has no discs.
yeah, yeah, and yeah, I bought the Steelbook, so I'm looking forward to seeing that. And there's a space for 2 discs. Yeah, I'm
Could
pretty
be a
sure it's going to
soundtrack,
be 2 discs. I mean,
or it could
uh,
be a soundtrack CD.
that would be cool. That would be cool. I am still looking forward to the soundtrack being released on
Yeah,
the warehouse. Which, by the way, they released three more shirts on the warehouse.
I saw that. Yeah,
So I might be buying me another one. But they're nice shirts. Like this one I'm wearing, the Rockstar one. I don't know if you can see it.
yeah, I can see it.
Rockstar one. It's a 2XL and it fits larger than most shirts that I wear. So I feel like I'm swimming in this one.
Yeah,
So
I wish I had a Red Dead shirt. That would be cool. In fact, that's one
hey,
of the reasons I haven't changed my avatar in on Xbox Live, is because my old school one has a Red Dead T-shirt and a hat, but that stuff doesn't carry over to the new one, so I just left it. I said, screw it, I'm
yeah.
keeping that shit.
Uh, I guess we'll close off here as far as Vice Gamers is concerned. Yeah, just to let you guys know, we do have this. Is for those who haven't signed up, I guess anybody who's here pretty much already has. We do have the Sunset Outlaws crew ready to go. Um, you know, uh, you can send either Notch or I a message, if you need to join it. Especially a lot of our commissioners have already gotten on board on that one.
I am already there, my friend.
But Notch and I, since this is kind of behind the scenes, Notch and I are looking into trying to get a logo put together, so it's not one of the cheap Rockstar emblem creator ones. So
Yeah,
we're looking at options for that. It's not coming along as well as we would hope because they kind of locked out a lot of stuff. So still looking into that. But yeah, once the social club for Red Dead rolls out, I'm sure things will start rolling out little quickly, a little more quickly than it has as far as that's concerned. But yeah, so we're not just sitting on it. We're waiting for it. But it's one of those things where there's tools that we need that aren't really accessible right now. So so
yeah, we'll
that's
get
kind of where
it
we're
figured out.
standing on it. Uh, well, anything else you want to bring up, Mark, before we close it off here?
I think we covered everything right now. I mean, just about everything we've seen, we've talked about. I would be very interested to do another one of these after the game is released and kind of
Hmm.
see where we're both sitting at that point.
Exactly. Well,
Obviously, not too many spoilers because I'll
yeah.
probably be in front of you, but
I may not be able to do it on a Friday. But I'll definitely do it as soon as I can after the release, because as you
yeah,
remember, my mom is coming into town
yeah. Well, like I said,
um
I've got like
that
10
weekend.
days off work, so if you want to squeeze it in sometime, then just let me know
So I know I'm
because I
working
don't
on
have any other
Thursday.
plans.
I know I'm working on Thursday, but I think we'll probably have to do it maybe on that after I get some time to play it, obviously on Tuesday,
Yeah, yeah,
or we'll do it real early on Wednesday. I don't know,
yeah.
but
We'll figure it
kind of a fun Halloween thing, I guess you could say. But
out.
as far as that's concerned, yeah, that's kind of what we're looking at. And then GTA Online, I think I will do at least one more event for Halloween. So be on the lookout for that. I wanted to do
I
it
need a new
today.
outfit.
Huh?
I need a new outfit this year.
Yeah. So We may do the costume contest again. I may actually host GTA Online on Halloween this year, just because I have that day off. But it's going to be
Wow.
early during the day, so I'm sorry for those guys who
I'll,
can't play. But if you guys want to do the costume contest again, we can have you take a picture, and we'll do the contest. But um, but yeah, I thank everybody in the chat for joining us. This, you know, really, really makes me want to keep doing this. So, really helps with support. Um, and after the whole hype with Red Dead goes down, maybe we'll do a Vice Gamer roundtable instead. And I know I want to get more of you guys involved in the chat, so that's
that
kind
would be
of
cool.
what we're looking at in the future as well, for not just Rockstar titles or Red Dead, but just gaming in general. So right now, I haven't decided to launch it full stream yet because I'm still working with video stuff. Just getting both Mark and my picture in there is takes some tweaking to do. So um, I'll be looking at different options for that. But yeah, once I decide to do another one, outside of Red Dead or you know, uh, in the future, we'll see what we do as far as other guests. If you're interested, we'll I'll put the word out there and we'll see who
That'd be
wants to
great.
join in. So yeah, Batman, I know you want to. I don't know if I can handle you in a podcast.
Depends, you
Yeah.
gonna dial down the fanboy a little bit.
Oh, damn, Mark. Damn, that's mean. God. Okay. But yeah, and then I know Notch. We want to get you. We want to get you on a stream, and Green. I think yeah, you're pretty much a given too. So
Oh
definitely anybody who's chimed in here, we definitely want you guys in. But again, like I said, I have to tweak the videos around, and I'll get back to you on those. Okay. But yeah, thank you guys for joining us. I hope you guys are uh, excited for the next 6 days, 7 days before Red Dead comes out.
yeah. Can't wait, man.
Yeah, so yeah, we'll probably see you on the other side of the tumbleweed next time we get back. But all right, you guys have a good one, and we'll close off here.
Later, guys.